as we kind of launch into our training mode right now, is that we have primarily built our programming around what we call our key values. And there's 4 things that we kind of come together as campuses, because we are one church, many locations, multiple campuses. And what we've done is we've nailed down 4 things that we feel like are kind of our building blocks in our foundation. And those are up on the screen, I think. The first one is relationships. And this is where you come in. You guys are the people who are going to be building those relationships with our kids and with our families. So you have the most important job out of everything. So thank you for doing that. And what we want you to remember is, out of everything that you do, that is the most important thing. You may not get through every little step in the lesson. You may not do the lesson correctly the way it was written. We don't care. The most important thing for us is that you're spending time with these little guys, and because you're doing that, they want to come to church. They don't want to come to church because of Nick or I or the staff that are here. They want to come to church because they're going to see you when they get here. So thank you for doing that. And those of you who are the people who are checking children in and checking children out, you actually own the most important 2 or 3 minutes of the day. So if you're doing check-in and check-out, that relationship is huge. You're the first person they see. So when you're standing at those doors, really think about that this is a super important time, because also that's usually the only time you're going to see those parents, right? Is that 2 or 3 minutes? And I know it's crazy at drop-off and at pickup, but if you can just take that time to look people in the eye and say hello and just let them know that you're very glad that they're here, we would really appreciate it, because that's important. The next one is creative learning. We do spend a lot of time preparing our lessons, writing them, organizing them, trying to get them to you in a timely manner. So if you don't receive the lessons in your Wednesday email, that's generally when we send them out. Let us know, because you need to be receiving those every Wednesday. And if you could look at them ahead of time, that would be awesome, because we do put a lot of time into making those creative and fun. The next one is safety. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that one later. And the last one is excellence. As you know, this church is known for its excellence. We try to do everything we can to the highest level, and that transfers through to KiDSCOR also. So we practice radical hospitality in our church. You've heard Adam mention that many, many times. Same thing in KiDSCOR. We spend a lot of time in preparation and getting ready every week, because we value it. It is extremely important that we provide a safe environment for our children. Those of you who have children in the program, I know how much you appreciate that. All 3 of my kids went through our program, and that was one of the first things when I visited this church that struck me was, I felt like I could leave my child and I knew they were in a safe environment. So huge, huge important value. And one of the things that we do to help ensure that we're providing a safe environment is that we ask all of you, even youth, to complete a background check for us. So we have a database where we keep track of that, and we'll let you know when you're due, but every 3 years, you need to be filling out a background check form. You can do it online. So if you go to the church website, this is the KiDSCOR page. If you go to ministries, there's a KiDSCOR little button that you can push. And if you look down in the very bottom corner, it says volunteer with KiDSCOR. That is where you can fill out the application online. And usually you'll receive that link from us. We'll send it to you and say, hey, guess what? You need to fill this out. If you could just take the few minutes to fill that out, that would be great. There's also a paper form, and you may get this today. If you're due, you may receive this in one of your breakouts. If you could fill that out, that would be great. And we do ask youth to do it. You don't have to fill out the whole thing. It tells you where to stop if you're a certain age. But if you have a driver's license, that means you've been there, you took the test, you got your picture taken, then we're going to ask you to fill out the whole thing, okay? If you don't have a driver's license yet, then you don't have to fill out the whole thing. You just have to fill out the first part of it. If you have already filled out like the big long one where we ask for references and where you lived for the last 8,000 years, which I can never remember, but I try to. If you've already done that, we also have a quick form, and some of you may be able to fill that out today if you're just renewing. It's just a real quick short form to fill out if you've done this 3 years previously. You don't have to fill out the whole darn thing again. So that's easy and quick, and we do try to keep track of that. So if you hear from us and we say you need to do it, just please do it as quickly as you can. And if you pass our background check, then you get to wear your yellow lanyard with your name tag. That's when you get an official name tag, is when you've been background checked. And then there is a second layer of safety. And I'm just going to tell you right now, our church has not done a good job of following this protocol. So starting now, we're going to be kind of heavy about this second piece to this. The second training is actually not a church training, it's a conference training. So the Methodist Church is part of a bigger conference, and this comes from them. So it's separate from what you do for us, and it's called Safe Gatherings. Will you put that slide up too? And this is also on the church website. You can get there from the KiDSCOR page also, but you can also just go to core.org and enter Safe Gatherings, and it'll take you right to the page and tell you exactly what you need to do. This is an online conference training. Probably takes 45 minutes to an hour to do, maybe. Some of you have done it, that's right. So you may say, oh my gosh, like I already did this, I filled this out for the church already. You still have to do this too. This is a second step. This is just that next layer of protection that we provide. If you do this piece to the training, this is kind of the tricky part. You're going to receive 2 emails. The first email is just going to say, hey, check, you did it, you completed it. Then the conference is going to background check you. So you're giving them the same information, but we can't share information, so they do their own check, and they're going to go through and make sure you completed all the training properly. If you do, you'll receive a second email from them that says, hey, you passed, you're good. That email you need to forward to us. So whoever handles your volunteer area that's been communicating with you on a regular basis, forward that email to us. And then here's the cool part. You get to graduate from a yellow lanyard to a blue lanyard. That means, yeah, watch out.